Before freedom, there was fire. Before destiny, there was silence. And in the silence of the desert, a voice prepared to break the chains of a nation. The fire that burned, yet did not consume, was not just a miracle. It was a message. Exodus is not merely a story of escape. It is the code of awakening. A nation enslaved not only by Pharaoh, but by fear, doubt, and forgotten faith. Yet the voice that spoke through the flames was not calling one man. It was calling humanity to remember its purpose. Every flame has a voice. Every desert hides a revelation. And every exile leads to encounter. The wilderness was not a punishment. It was preparation. What if the fire in Exodus was not only on the mountain? What if it was meant to burn inside you? What if the voice that thundered through Sinai is still calling your name today? The story of Exodus begins not with a crown, but with a cry from slaves, forgotten by men, but heard by God. And when heaven answered, it did not come with armies, but with a single man who once ran away. Moses, the fugitive, would become the voice of deliverance. Fire would no longer destroy, it would define. For in the heart of every believer, the bush still burns. Moses was not seeking destiny. Destiny found him. The desert had become his hiding place, the quiet refuge of a man who once tried to save his people by the strength of his own hands and failed. Yet the moment he approached the burning bush, the ground beneath him became holy, and the same voice that shaped creation, spoke directly to his fear. God did not choose Moses because he was strong. He chose him because he was broken and willing. So the staff in his hand became a serpent, and the impossible became the sign of God's authority. Pharaoh was not just a king, he was the embodiment of earthly power. His throne ruled nations, his pride ruled his heart. So when Moses stood before him, it was not a confrontation between two men, but between two kingdoms. Each plague was not random. Each was a direct strike against the Egyptian gods, a divine message that no idol, no throne, no empire could stand against the living God. But the final plague, the death of the firstborn, was not about punishment. It was about redemption. For the blood on the doorposts was the beginning of a story that would one day lead to a cross. And then came the moment where the impossible became the path. The sea did not split because Moses raised his staff. It split because God remembered his covenant. Deliverance is never accidental. It is written long before we walk through it. The desert was not a delay, it was a design. Israel thought they were escaping Egypt, but God was removing Egypt from inside them. Freedom without transformation is only a change of location. So God led them through a place where noise could not follow, where idols lost their power, and where every step was a lesson. Fire is purity. Fire is presence. Fire is the symbol of a God who does not remain distant, but descends. In the burning bush, God revealed his name. On Mount Sinai, he revealed his nature. One fire called a man. The other fire shaped a nation. The law was never meant to imprison. It was meant to reveal. It showed the heart of God and the heart of humanity. And between those two hearts was the need for a savior. While kingdoms built temples to keep gods inside, the God of Israel built a tabernacle to walk among his people. It was a moving sanctuary, a traveling proof that heaven follows those who seek it. The Passover lamb was not only for Egypt, it was a prophecy, a shadow pointing forward to a lamb whose blood would break every chain. Exodus is not only history, it is your story. Every person has an Egypt, a place of fear, chains, or broken identity. And every person has a Red Sea, a moment when the waters seem too deep, the enemy too close, and the escape impossible. But the God who split the sea still splits fears. A God who led with fire still leads hearts. And the God who delivered a nation can deliver you. The book of Exodus doesn't end with a farewell. It ends with a beginning. A God who descends in fire. A people learning to walk. and a voice that still speaks across centuries. Do not fear. I am with you. The same fire that called Moses still calls you today, not from a burning bush in the desert, but from the burning edges of your own story. Every struggle, every unanswered question, every moment you feel trapped between Pharaoh and the Red Sea is an invitation to witness your own exodus. Because Exodus is not ancient history. It is a spiritual pattern. Bondage gives confrontation, gives deliverance, gives covenant, gives presence. And that presence that cloud by day and fire by night still guides those who dare to walk toward freedom. And now, before we leave the wilderness behind, there is something hidden waiting for you in the next book. A mystery most people skip, a revelation almost forgotten, and a divine strategy encoded in rituals, symbols, and shadows. You are about to enter Leviticus, not a book of rules, but a map of God's presence. If Genesis was identity and Exodus was deliverance, and Leviticus is alignment with divine presence, and very few people have ever seen its true meaning. What if the sacrifices hide a cosmic pattern? What if the tabernacle blueprint matches the structure of the universe? What if the rituals were never about religion, but about revealing God's nearness? You will never see Leviticus the same way again. If you join me in episode 3, you will understand why your life feels out of balance, why some prayers remain unanswered, and what God has been aligning in the unseen realm long before you recognized it. Before you continue this journey, leave a comment. What moment of Exodus spoke to you the most? And if you're new to this series, subscribe to Curious Bible Facts so you don't miss the mystery encoded in episode 3 Leviticus, the God who walks among us.